When you open this card, it opens again to a second card, a card within a card. Hi friends, it's Tina, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this. Alright, let's start with our main card base. So I'm going to take my 8.5 by 11 paper, cut it in half, and then I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. So I have my standard card, measures 5.5 by 4 1/4 when folded. Then I'm going to take this piece and I am going to cut it at 6 by 3.5. And along the 6-inch side, I'm going to score at 3. This is going to be my mini card. That's going to go on the inside. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to cut it down at 3 1/4. And of course you can use scrap pieces that you have. I'm just using what's handy here. Then I'm going to turn my paper around and I'm going to cut at 1/2 inch. And I want 2 strips. Now I know I can score on that paper trimmer, but I like scoring on my scoreboard and for bits and pieces like this. So I'm going to start scoring along the 3 1/4 side. I'm going to score at 3/4, 1/4, 2, and 2.5. I'm going to do the same thing. 3/4 of an inch, 1 1/4, 2, and 2.5. Okay, and these are going to be the little bits and pieces that make the inside of the card pop up. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold on the creases. I'm going to get these glued and then they can dry and they'll be ready to go when I need them. Okay, so I have done that. Now I'm going to pull in my glue, which by the way, I've just tried the Connect glue from Gina K for the first time. Thank you to those of you who recommended it to me. Game changer. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this flap and we're going to make little tiny rectangles. Okay, and then see, I'm just going to fold it up and this edge is literally going to go into this crease. And this is going to line up at the top. So I'm making a little rectangle. Set that aside and do the same thing with this one. Okay. Fold it up and make my little rectangle. All right, those are done. Those are going to dry. And then you got your 2 cards. So it's up to you how you want to decorate it. You can decorate it any way you do any other card. But today I am going to be using my butterflies. I'll quickly show you how I made the butterflies using my Stamparatus tool and my my chalks. I pulled out my old set of Stampin' Up! Chalks. So all I'm doing is stamping my butterflies lightly with my black ink, and I'm using sponge daubers to randomly add color. No overthinking about it, no rhyme or reason, just adding my chalks on top of the lightly stamped images. Then, once I have all the color laid down, I'm going to re-ink my butterflies and stamp right on top of them. And then just die cut them. It's a really quick way to add color, and it's amazing how stamping that top layer just makes the images pop. Now I'm pulling in the Blessings of Home bundle from Stampin' Up! Long Retired, And you can go ahead and just stamp one layer on the card, but I'm going to do some die cutting, but the one layer would look really pretty as well. Maybe you'll go ahead and stamp this down, and then we'll just pop this one up. And then I'm going to show you how you can step this up as well. So let's bring in my fancy pansy tool. Just going to line that up. Okay. I'm going to put that right about there. And I'm just going to stick with my black ink. So I'm going to use my black memento. And I have lots of really different cards to share with you guys that I created using this awesome technique or card fold. Just to give you some ideas, I always like to have a few extra cards that I can show you, just to give you examples of what you can create. All right, perfect. Now I think while I have this stamp in here, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this. I don't know if I need the magnet, maybe. So I'm gonna need to do, oh gosh, I love this stamp, love it. Now I'm gonna take this stamp and stamp it there. I'm making this a really quick card because, again, you can decorate this however you like. And I want to die cut for that. Let's see, is that going to fit? Not even close. There we go. That'll be good. I have been having so much fun making these cards, you guys. And once you see how easy it is to make this card design, you'll be able to look at cards that you already have in your stash and transform them into this awesome, oops, card within a card. Look what I did. It shuffled on me. Okay, hang on. Let's do this. Let's flip it over and do it again. Okay. There. All right, I am going to die cut this and be right back. Okay, so I have my die cut, and I am just gonna go ahead and pop that on. It's fun making cards that are just, you know, the black and white and then adding a pop of color, which is exactly what I'm going to do with these butterflies. So I'm not sure which one I want on here. Maybe that one. I think that looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that up as well. So I'm just gonna cut a little bit off my Stampin' Dimensionals. And of course this would work if you just glued it as well. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to put on a sentiment. All right, I've decided I'm going to make this a thank you card. I was going to say birthday, but I think I'm going to go ahead with thank you. So I'm just going to bring in the Simply Said stamp set. And of course my thank you is not in there. Just a little tip. I have one of the old Stampin' containers that has miscellaneous stamps, but also if a stamp has gotten lost from its original stamp set, I put it in here. So when I come across a stamp set like I just did, and I'm like, where's that stamp? I know it's going to be in this little container. So that might help somebody. All right, let's go ahead and stamp this. I'm going to not need a block that big. Hang on. Here we go. Okay. And I'm just going to stick with the black again. And I'm just stamping it on a scrap piece of white. And I'm going to flag the ends. Oops, that's a weird one. Hang on. How am I going to fix that? Let's go on a different angle. That's a bit better. Okay. And I'm just going up the center and then from the corners into the center. There we go. And dimensionals. And I think I'm going to put on one more butterfly on the front, and then that may be it for the front of the card. So I'm going to put the thank you right here. Let's put it kind of in the center. And I'm going to glue this butterfly down. We'll put it right there. Okay. There's the front of my card done. Easy peasy. And I love that dimension. Okay, now for the inside of the card. We've already got this and that. And this portion, let's see here. Okay, I just went looking through my stash for sentiments and I pulled out Threw It Together, and I'm going to use Sending You This Paper Hug, and then Seaside Wishes, You Absolutely Made My Day. So, and again, everything I'm using is retired. Again, I'm going to just stick with my black. I mean, how cute is this? I love it. And then I'm thinking I am going to stamp on the inside of a big card right down here. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. Do I want color this time? No, because I'm going to add color with my butterflies. Okay, I'll stamp that right here. Love it. And my paper, it's a little bit not great. So I'm going to stamp it again on scrap paper. And I'm gonna cut out paper hug and pop it up. There, that's much better. Much better. And then this top portion I will keep for another project. Okie doke. And another little bit of dimensional. It's amazing how just these little details make such a difference, right? Just that little bit of dimension. All right, so we are at the stage of putting this together. So I'm gonna grab my little rectangles, and you wanna open your card so it's laying pretty flat. So then you're gonna take your rectangles, and I'm going to put glue. Doesn't matter if you put it on the top or the bottom. The long side is what you want standing up on your card, okay? And I'm putting like my seams on the inside of the crease so you can't see them as much. Okay, I'm gonna put on my glue. And I'm just gonna put it close, but not right against the middle crease. I'm gonna do the same thing here. But I'm going to move it down somewhat. You don't have to be precise. You just don't want it exactly against the crease. And I learned from experience, you don't want these too far apart because you want them to support the inner card. So I'm just taking my, my little scoring tool and just really kind of pushing inside to make sure they're really stuck down on that glue. Okay, that's how you do that. Then, seeing that's going a little bit tilted, so I'm just taking my bone folder, scoring tool, and really pressing into those creases. Okay, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your glue. I know I'm switching between glues. It's whatever's on my desk here. And you're going to put glue on this top portion. You could use double-sided tape. I've done that for some of the cards. That's fine. All right. Okay. Then what you're going to do, and I'm going to show you other ways, by the way, that you can do the inside with my other samples, but we're keeping it simple. Then what you're going to do is you're going to open up this little card flat. Oh, wait. Do I want to cover this? No, we'll just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Now I'm just eyeballing it. I'm eyeballing the crease of the mini card and the crease of the main card, and I'm just going to lightly set it down like so. Then I'm going to put my fingers, probably my pinkies, because those are tiny little rectangles, and I'm just putting them in and pressing those against the mini card. Okay, then you're going to let that dry. Okay, now if you wanted to, you could decorate the inside a little bit. So let's just put a little glue on here. We'll just stick a butterfly down there. And I'll put a butterfly right here. And we'll get this guy. Like, how cool is that? So then you close it up. Oops. Right? And then when you give it to your person and they open it and think, oh, that's lovely. They open the first card and then they open the second card. Oh my gosh. So simple, right? But it's so impressive. All right. What do you guys think? Let me show you some samples. So, sadly, today I found out a dear friend of mine had passed away. So I wanted to make his wife a sympathy card, and I wanted to make it this style. So I basically took this and stepped it up to this. And what I did is I used my black cardstock. I used some more white cardstock. This measures 3 3/4 by 5. Ran it through my embossing folder, and then I die cut my flowers, popped it up, popped on my butterfly, sentiment, and some embellishments, which we could totally add embellishments on this one. And then on the inside, I added some designer series paper and my butterflies. And then I could write a note on the back or put some more paper on the back for the sentiment. And then I made a simple one, simple, masculine. I know I receive a lot of requests for masculine cards, so I just wanted to make something simple using the Moose Punch. I embossed the sentiment, and this is from Oldie But a Goodie, Beautiful World. And then on the inside, Shazam! So cool. And then same thing. I can put some paper on the back or use a white pen, or even just on here actually. But there's a very simple, fun card using this card within a card fold. But wait, there's more. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so I made a card for my husband. So this is the one I made for him, using all different bits and pieces. My coffee dyed tea doilies, embossing, fabric, and then on the inside it opens up like this, and I just tore sheet music, so it says my devotion is endless and deep as the ocean. Simple. And then on the back I stamped and added the rest. So that's his Valentine's card. And then I made a real fun Valentine's card for my best friend, and I love how it turned out. And actually, except for the dies and a few embellishments and the stamping, everything actually came from the dollar store, which is crazy. But I love how this turned out. And then on the inside, that's how that one looks. So you could see how you can really step these up. And I don't have anything on the back. Like, you can really step these up and have so much fun making these. So I hope you give these a try, because I just think they're the coolest. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, you guys. Let me know if you're going to give these cards a try, and subscribe. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps my channel. And I will be back soon with another video, and it's going to feature a fabulous way to use up your scrap papers. So until next time, my friends, take care and happy stamping.